Denver Days is a week-long celebration to celebrate the spirit of the Mile High City. It's a time for neighbors to come together and get to know one another. It's a very nice opportunity to get to know someone. You might find your new best friend just living right down the street. Someone that you can call on to say, hey, I'm stuck in traffic, can you let my dog out? Someone to say, I'm running to the store, do you need anything? These are the kind of neighborly reactions and relationships that we would like to foster through Denver Days. Someone to say, I've seen your car parked there for 4 days, or is everything okay? I think it makes the community safer, I think it makes it more clean, and I think it makes it fun. If you're registered as a Denver Days event, you actually get your barricades complimentary. You don't have to pay for a permit fee, you don't have to pay for insurance. So it's just a time for neighbors to get to know one another.
I'm campaigning in Park Hill, and I'm brought into a house owned by a lady named Miss Bird. She's an older lady at the time, probably close to 80 years old, but very vibrant and very clear in terms of what her passions were. And she shared a story with me that she had lived on the block for over 40 years and that she was now alone. And feeling not as safe as she used to feel, she wanted to get to know her neighbors. And so she got with some of the young neighbors and they came up with an idea. Let's do a block party. Let's get everyone out of their houses. Let's get to know each other. And what they shared with me was how difficult it was to get permits. And then came the requirement for insurance. And somebody would have had to put their house up, quite frankly, or put on their homeowner's insurance in order to host this block party. And the requirement for barricades was just financially not very feasible for everybody on the block. And so they chose not to do it, and much to Miss Birch's dismay, they were not able to pull their neighbors together and allow her an opportunity to get to know her neighbors. And so that story really bothered me. And I remember finishing the campaign, ultimately becoming mayor, and in one of the first meetings with the staff, I said, we've got to find a way to encourage our neighbors to get together. And what if we do this by celebrating Denver, celebrating what it means to be a neighbor, bringing people together. Let's help them do block parties. Let's help them do service projects, a big barbecue, whatever they want to do. Let's get the barriers out of the way. And that became Denver Days.
So it really does take a team to get this accomplished, but the lead comes from human rights and community partnerships. We bring together multiple city departments to make sure that we have our permits in a row, that everyone who has requested time in the park get their permits waived. There have been multiple departments. There's a team of about 20 of us that come together for probably the last 6 months to try to get this all planned and worked out. The city really does believe that Denver Days helps to build this community and to bring folks together, and that's really important to the vision of what the city is.
Denver was founded when our community came together to make sure that the Continental Railroad didn't bypass us. They trenched, they laid rail, and they worked their tails off to create this great city we call home today. I've seen it evolve, and it's very unique type of projects, very unique type of events in the life of communities. And I think the people who really benefit are the children. I've enjoyed going from event to event to eat and enjoy that, but I really love showing up and seeing the kids truly enjoy themselves.
My most favorite experience was in 2020 when the pandemic happened. We weren't encouraging folks to get together, obviously, and so the team really had to pivot and make something fun for the community to where they still were able to come together in a socially distant, safe space. And so what the city did was they created parades. And so parades went through every council district. We had people on balconies, people on rooftops, we had people come out and sit on the street, and I think it really gave a lot of hope to the community that things would get better. But we were months and months into the pandemic at that point, and so it was nice to have a moment of levity, I think, from the doom and gloom of kind of the pandemic. So that was one of my favorite things. But I do try to get out to as many events as possible. I love to go to the block parties. They're super fun. The neighbors get really creative with what they're doing. They have face painting, bounce houses. There was a tiki bar that one neighbor kind of rolled out into the middle of the street last year. So it was a fun experience, and it's nice to see folks getting back together and smiling again with each other.
One of the things that we wanted to see happen was this became a normal annual event in the life of our city. And so we didn't just do it because the mayor's office wanted to organize it through an executive order. We actually passed an ordinance that commemorates Denver Days. This is a day, this is a weekend where we celebrate our heritage as a city. Let's celebrate getting to know our neighbors, but let's also honor our heritage and our past and those men and women who helped to make sure this city was established and become the great city that it is. And that's what we hope to have celebrated and emulated every year during Denver Days. So my hope is that it continues on as vibrantly and as robust as it has while I've been there.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page and stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.